Health CS Susan Nakhumicha has made some remarks that have been going viral. The remarks have clearly angered Kenyans. Listen to this before we continue.
Sai mimi nimefanya kazi ya afya mpaka kuna watu wamenionea wivu, wameanza kuleta nyenyenye. Lakini mimi nataka kuhakikishia kwamba mimi sai watu wameona vile napanga kazi yangu. Wale wezi walikuwa KEMSA, nimejua ndio wanasponsor maneno mengine. Wale watu walikuwa naiba NHIF ndio wanasponsor mambo mengine. Sasa sai ati mtu anasema vile nilisema tupunguze NHIF kutoka 500 hadi 300 ati nilifanya makosa. Ati vile nilisema wale wenye hawana pesa, hawana kazi walipiwe na serikali, ati mimi nilifanya makosa.
That's Health CS Susan Nakhumicha. When she says she's done a wonderful job in her ministry, is that the case? When she says some Kenyans are jealous of her for having done the wonderful job, is that the truth? In this video, I want us to put all that into perspective for Kenyans to understand where the truth is in all this. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe in order not to miss our next video. Let's proceed. The remarks by the CS have angered very many Kenyans who see the CS as taking them for fools. When she says she has done a wonderful job in her ministry, that's a very big lie. And I'm saying that because upon William Ruto and his team coming to power, NHIF, as much as it had some problems, it was better off than now. Today, the NHIF scheme has died, and the Social Health Insurance Fund by Ruto's government is also not understandable. No Kenyan can just understand what Ruto is trying to set up. So NHIF is dead. SHIF is also a monster Kenyans can't understand. And if you look at the people Ruto is employing to manage that social health insurance fund, they are also people of questionable characters. One was in Amaco Insurance, and we all know what Amaco did to some Kenyans. The person who was in charge of Amaco is the person now William Ruto has appointed to be in charge of social health insurance fund. So you are seeing that that one is dead on arrival. That scheme is most definitely going to fail considering what happened at Amaco. So again, it appears Ruto has got this high affinity for appointing people who are not up to the task, people who are not qualified. He has got that affinity, and that spells doom for Kenyans. So CS Nakhumicha is just lying. Under her watch, the health docket is worse off than it was when Mutahi Kagwe was the health CS. So Kenyans are seeing that as a cabinet secretary who is just mocking them. So Kenyans are seeing that as a cabinet secretary, assuming they are all fools. And also, if you listen to Susan Nakhumicha, she's lying by saying that people who are not happy with her performance are the ones sponsoring some things. And when she says some things, she means the ongoing doctors' strike. We all know doctors are on strike demanding for better pay and for a better working environment. And the moment doctors have a better pay and a better working environment, all Kenyans will benefit. If you go to an hospital and then there are no drugs, no machines, Kenyans are clearly going to suffer. But if the working environment is better, where there are tools to do the work, then Kenyans are benefiting. And if at all some Kenyans are sponsoring the doctors to strike, then those are Kenyans who have got the best interest of Kenyans at large. So Susan Nakhumicha here is also lying because, again, I believe nobody is sponsoring the doctors. The doctors are on strike and they have made it very clear. They are striking for better pay and for better working environment. Again, Nakhumicha there is lying. If you look on how Ruto and his team campaigned, how they came to power through lies and propaganda. Cheating Kenyans, they were going to form a government with them. I've always maintained several in this forum that Ruto came to power through lies and propaganda. He has to use lies and propaganda to maintain and to sustain his rule. And that's exactly what Ruto is doing. And so the people he has also appointed to help him run the government are also copying from him. They have started lying just as the way their head has been doing. Susan, Nakhumicha, and Ruto, they are just speaking the same language. Ruto, in most occasions, has always found people to blame. Anytime Kenyans are up in arms against him, he passes the blame to some imaginary enemies, to some people who don't want Kenyans to have the best from his government. I still remember Ruto telling Kenyans that some rich individuals don't want them to own houses. While we all know that those houses, no hustlers will own those houses. The houses have already been earmarked for some rich individuals who will then now sell them to maybe Kenyans. So no hustler will own those houses. Ruto is also on record saying some people don't want Kenyans to get better health care, which is also a very big lie and is very unfortunate. Susan Nakhumicha is just trying to copy from the master. Above all, as I conclude, this should be a lesson and a warning to Kenyans. Integrity in leadership is key. If you elect leaders who are not qualified to hold public offices, then expect such open lies and propaganda. And they are lying very courageously and very bravely in broad daylight. It boils down to integrity. So if Kenyans elect leaders who don't care about integrity, they'll be having such leaders. This should be a warning to Kenyans. Integrity in leadership is key. As I conclude, I've always maintained that Ruto and his team, the entire Kenya Kwanza brigade, none is fit holding a public office. That's something I've always maintained. If only you look at the bigger picture, Kenyans will continue suffering as a result of electing Ruto and his team. So Kenyans should expect to suffer more. As Nakhumicha is busy lying and threatening people in Trans Nzoia, Kenyans cannot be treated in our hospitals because the government cannot provide even a better working environment to the doctors. As that happens, Ruto is boasting, his cabinet secretary for health is also boasting. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.